And let's talk in depth about this topic, North Korea, and of course the inter-Korean relations. We have Dr. Kim Dong-yeol from the Korean National Diplomatic Academy joining us right here in the studio. Welcome to our studio.
Pleased to be here.
Thanks for your time. So first of all, what do you think has triggered this sudden change of heart on the part of North Korea? It's been pretty rare, the last one being in 2009.
That's true. I would say that they have a practical reason, and then I would say that the political reason as well. Practically, North Korea is trying to get out of its political and economic isolation. This moment, they can't rely on China as much as it used to, and then Russia is too busy for the international, the affairs. Right. And Japan, even though it is seeking an improvement in the relationship with North Korea, but definitely it's going to be a long process. So South Korea is very available. The South Korean government made the point clear that with a small kind of concession from North Korea, South Korea is ready to provide assistance and other kinds of help as well. And politically too, I believe North Korea is taking like a form of responding to South Korea's, the sincere suggestion to reopen the dialogue between the two. Because South Korea needs a breakthrough as well from this very strong normative public demand for unification in this peninsula.
So was this a proactive move, or do you think there's an acute need or crisis in North Korea that would precipitate such a big delegation to come?
Regardless of whether it is a crisis in North Korea or not, I mean, in general, as I said, that North Korea needs a help from outside. When China is not a kind of big help anymore to North Korea. So, is it well planned? I am not sure about that. But what happened now is that, after President Park Geun-hye showed some sign of, the opening the dialogue with North Korea while she is visiting to Canada or the speeches in the United Nations, and then when instantly North Korea, take advantage of this opportunity, and that's what happened. Even though it is a surprise, what I would say, it is not a big surprise, but planned but not well planned, I would say.
And you think to read off from the makeup of the delegation, it was pretty high ranking with number 2.
Oh, definitely. I mean, other than Choi Yong-hye, I believe he is the head of this, the Physical, Cultural, and the Sports Commission in the party. I mean, the other two have no reason to come here. Most importantly, the number 2 guy in politics, and both of them are here for some sort of different, the intention other than just participating in the closing ceremony of the Asian Games. So I would say that this delegation is a true representation of the political regime, not just a representation of the government. In that sense, then, yeah, definitely there is a significant meaning of the composition and then their participation in the closing ceremony.
So do you think there will be anything different about this step in inter-Korean relations, or are we just going to go, back and forth as we always have done?
Well, I mean, in a long term, I would say the history would record this event as some sort of like, the usual event that happens every regime in South Korea. But since, President Park Geun-hye was like, very strict in her principle, as I said, if this happens, some sort of like launching a regular-based kind of dialogue or talk between the two, there is a possibility that this is going to even higher than the previous regimes in terms of the level of talk or the significance of this talking. I would say that it's going to be truly a momentum. I mean, all depending on how to interpret the change that we are actually having from North Korea.
All right, so hopes for a seed in a breakthrough. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Maybe.